morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are at. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's SoulSaint here, and with the new update that we just got for 8.4, I believe Queen Ava just recently got a big buff, and I want to give a special salute out to Spud, one of the members of the community, who allowed me to jump onto his account because I don't own a Ava, which before I would used to say that that's like a big W because like she wasn't really viewed as like a top tier champion or a champion that's desirable. But with her update and her buff, I want to ask the question again: is she worth all the hype? And the reason why we asked this question is that, like, she's gotten a bit of a scaling increase across all of her kits. We did a big breakdown on her video, on a previous video regarding her, and I actually would be very, very curious to see how her damage multipliers stack up in today's meta. One thing that we really do want to pay a big attention to is that her A2 also got a big buff in terms of ignoring a percentage of the target's defense, up to 50%, right? So, for the sake of this video, we are going to show you an unbooked version of Queen Ava just to kind of give like a realistic expectation because most people who have her probably don't have her fully built up. So, this could be the precursor to a opportunity for you to see her value if there is potential there, and then we'll kind of base it off of that experience on whether or not we feel like it's really worthwhile. Now, if you want to get a more in-depth explanation about her, pretty much the long and short of it is that she got a 15% added crit rate to all of her abilities, so she's always going to have a flat 15% that you can kind of not worry about in terms of your actual build. Also, the damage scaling of all of her abilities went up in terms of the damage, the multipliers, but also that A2 with the ignore percent defense. That's pretty much the long and short of it. I think there's maybe an extra debuff that's now added to her A1, which is block bust. Could be useful for very buff-centric type compositions and whatnot. We are kind of focusing this more primarily on PvP today, so just to give you guys a little bit of reference, we are rocking lethal, we are rocking ignore percent type sets with cruel. Slayer was a little bit of an added bonus there. We got like 2-piece there, so she got a little bit extra crit rate, crit damage. A pretty solid build. Looks like she's going to be north of like 200 speed with 298% crit rate with almost 8k attack. Now, funny enough, because all of her abilities come with a base 15% extra crit rate involved, you literally only need to top her off up at pretty much at 85% crit rate, and you'll hit that 100% crit rate to hit that crit cap. So she's one of those special cases where that's not necessary. Kind of similar to like your Cold Hearts, who, for the sake of the conversation, I'll show you really quickly. She comes with like a base 70%. And you add that on with like 70%. That's all you have to build into since you only care about her A3, and that gives you the damage you're looking for to hit that crit cap. So it's the same thing for Ava, but across all of her abilities for 15%. You add 85 and you got it.
SoulSaint is the day.
Shigoki!
Hello there, S0 also love, S0 also love.
We're going to do this live, as you obviously can see. I want to give a big salute out to Cobalt. I did ask somebody to type one in chat if they wanted to get a shout out. Big salute to one of my clannies. Cobalt, you are... Never mind, I can't say that live.
What do you mean by that?
Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into some Classic Arena. Let's see what we got. I'm actually going to just try to run the page down as best we can. I'm thinking one of the things we have to watch out for is if we're going to go against certain teams, we have to be very conscious of, like, speed racing. Another factor we have to watch out for is, like, in a fight like this, and this could actually be a really good starting ground for what we can expect. We do have our speed champion, so we're going to try to push ourselves into the fight. We do have a means to strip, but here's the thing. We are negative affinity to one of their supports as well as Mishinaki. Mishinaki I don't really view as like a strong PvP champion. He could be useful there, especially with like his ability to strip with his hex and whatnot, but I don't view him. I view him more as like a Hydra / like boss type fight, like battle of attrition type champion, you know, clan boss, demon lord, maybe Hydra. So this may be one of those things we got to watch out for, just Infinity in general, so that's something to keep in mind when you're doing your matchups. But let's give this a try just to see how it feels, and we'll run the page down and see if we can win this fight here. Big salutes again to Spud for like giving us the opportunity to use his account and battle along with it. I'm actually going to go ahead and open up with the strip nuke here just to keep the team down. Let's see. I could go for a big spike here, but for the sake of this, I'm actually going to leave him with an A1 here. I am going to try to... We're going to open up. We're going to open up with an A2 on a positive affinity hit here and see if we get as much damage as we can. So, take a guess. Over or under 100,000 damage here? I'm expecting it to go over because it's 50% ignored, and this is a defensive nuker, so don't expect crazy numbers to be, like, outside of the realm of... Like, we're ignoring a lot of this, so... Let's see here. 79,000 went under, but we did get the block revive, which is kind of nice. Let's see if we can push him again. We're actually going to boost the team up here since we got the sleep. Give him the reset. Let's try it with... I'm going to go ahead and try to do an A1 over here. We're going to boost her one more time to get ahead. We're going to try an A2 against a negative affinity, see how we go. Over or under, see if it's the same thing. I actually kind of feel like that might not be as much as I was expecting. Let's take a look. 23 on a weak hit. Not bad. Not bad, but that's nothing to scream home about so far. All right, let's let Sunwoo do his thing here too now. Maybe I should have done the the A3 to strip some buffs off of them. Make it a little bit easier for us. Let's try our A3. So that also got buffed. Good old Polly doing its thing there, too, as well. Big strippies. Kaimar's definitely doing his job. Yo, shoot, someone, too. He hasn't missed a stun yet. Hey, yo, hold up. He's been eating his Wheaties. All right, let's try an A3 this round. This is an, it attacks all enemies. It does a decreased turn meter. We are still under the negative affinity here, so that's something we got to watch out for. If we do so happen to kill somebody, it does reset our skills, and we are on a 3-turn cooldown. Remember, this is not booked, so their damage scaling definitely will go up, but let's see, because we're definitely going to kill one of them. She got the revive off. We didn't do enough damage there to really seal the deal. Let's get some strips off here, too, as well. Start beating them down, because we don't want to let them get themselves back online. Next thing you know, we're hurting for it, so... That hex is kind of unfortunate. We may end up getting petrified. All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it again. Let's see if we get a non-weak hit on a negative affinity here. 84,000. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually, to be honest with you. Most champions you'll see that are like either if they're not support-oriented or if they're not HP-based, they're not going to be too much over like 100,000 HP. So that's not the end-all, be-all in terms of... the damage output, it's not that bad actually. I'm actually kind of I'm okay with that number. 74,000, 84-something thousand, damage. That's actually that's okay. That's okay. Let's do somebody else here. Let's see if we can find someone that's a little bit more on a similar scale. This is a fully negative affinity team. Maybe we watch out for that one. Let's try Terrace. Terrace is actually kind of pretty big in terms of like in-game arena meta and whatnot. He's just actually good in general. He is void affinity, so we do have a good matchup there. We do have to watch out for this. Now, here's the key thing about going into a UDK fight. You lose one of those hits to him, which is unfortunate. Even if she is positive affinity, that's a hit that goes somewhere else, right? I do want to try taking a pop shot at Terrace, though, just to see how much damage we put out to him. So this will actually be a good indicator to see how it feels. Basically, what I'm trying to rationalize is him not getting sheeped and us getting a damage check. That's all I want to see is a damage check at the end of the day. Tell you what, let's see if we get a strip. Nope, we got feared. We suck. No strippies either. I tell you what, I'm going to throw an A3 out there just to see if we get him to pop back up. All right, there we go. I'm going to boost us up ahead. We're going to go ahead and go for the resetty spaghetti, as I like to call it. Maybe, you know what? I'm actually going to do a throwaway A1 here because I want to see where one hit goes through. Let's see how this goes. I'm actually going to go target the Terrace now. Remember, he's got good passives and stuff that negate a lot of damage. And this one is pretty decked out in terms of having full awakening, so... This will be a great litmus test. 61,000 with a block revive. Maybe this champion is... It's either this champion isn't built up as highly as we want him to be, or that damage actually was not too bad. Now, mind you, we are running your typical, like, Helm Smasher, I believe, on this build. I'll double-check again once we get done with this battle. But I believe she's got the same masteries that you would have in terms of, like, ignore percent. So, if you add everything all together with what she has on her base abilities as well as, like... set bonuses and masteries. I mean, we are ignoring a pretty decent amount. Let's take a look at it just in case here, just to double check. But I believe I saw she had Helm Smasher. So far, I don't know. So negative affinities, of course, you have to bear in mind that that's always going to be an uphill battle. But I will say so far that didn't look too bad. I can't click. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. So she is running Helm Smasher. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty similar. You have your shield breakers in case they have shields, and pretty much a lot of your damage is going to have a percentage chance to ignore defense. So if you really do the math here and you calculate it up, so 25% if Helm Smasher procs, which maybe that one hit against Elva didn't proc it either. I mean, weak hit, I mean, it's highly likely. But then you add up, if you add everything, so 50% from the ability, 25 from Helm Smasher, another 25 from Lethal, 5% from Cruel, that gets you pretty far in terms of, like, your ignore percent, right? So you're pretty much doing a lot of just straight up, like, I don't want to say, like, piercing damage or, like, pure damage. Maybe somewhere in the lines of that spectrum, though. So that's not too bad at all. That's really, really good. Let's see. Let's try a more tankier comp now. I want to try going against something like this. This can be very obnoxious and very dangerous for us, especially with reflect damage. But I want to try someone who provides mitigation against a team. This is actually a really good lineup for a page here. For a showcase. Her A3 also got benefited from, right? So we showed the A1, we showed the A2 a little bit. I want to show the A3 and see how that feels, especially against someone who actually has mitigation like Duchess. So let's give this a try. We'll see if we can kind of nuke through them, get around them as best as possible, and we're going to open up with her A3 as soon as possible, right? No other setup outside of her getting increased attack, so let's see here. We weren't able to strip off. There it is! Let's go, Sunwoo! Yo, he's still holding up, baby. All right, I'm actually going to throw the A3 on everybody here. Let's see how it looks going into just straight damage. Now, what I want to see is I want to see damage output overall. I don't expect this to be, like, crazy, 57, 50k against a tanky team, no less. That's actually not that bad, man. That's not bad at all. All right, let's speed this back up. I got nuked. I need some time frame. Hold on. I'm on cooldown. Kymar, help me. Reset spaghetti. Yo, I'm actually panicking over here. Hold on. Breathing intensifies. Snake Shot got mad. Yo, I wonder if I A2 if I kill them. Nah, this isn't the showcase for you, Sunwoo. Come on now. Yo, actually, imagine. I know he actually, if built well enough, he'd actually pack a pretty punch. All right, I'm actually gonna do this again through Duchess, but I have to go around UDK a little bit here. Let's actually go for her though and see if that one hit will do enough. So first hit, 144, 165. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. All right, Sunwoo, your moment to shine. You failed me. Actually, hold up. All right, let's do some A1s here. Let's see how this goes. Give me those. I want to see our A1 damage. I don't know if we actually showcase it or not, so I want to double check into it. Against a negative affinity like Brogni, we could try it. Let's just see how much damage to do. 58. So that wasn't a weak hit. Of course, you're still susceptible to it. I think this is like a utility Wukong, by the way, guys. You know what? Just in case someone dies again, I'm actually going to save her A4. That was normally where he would get like his reflect, by the way. All right. I ended up pushing it. Let's just see if we can get some good damage here. Do an A1. 88,000. That's inside sheet, though, so I want to do it against him with increased attack. We'll reset her just to make sure she has it. I'll do an A1 throwaway here. One more time. Neutral affinity. Do we want the A1 or the A2? I think we'll try A2 here. 157,000. Remember, this is not fully booked. This is a pretty progressed account, though. I'm very happy to say that like this is a late game to end game account in terms of like progression. And I'm just going to show you guys some areas where you can kind of like understand where that's coming from. In terms of like area bonuses or great affinity bonuses, two areas that you could get like a lot of value out of Queen Ava right now would be like attack and crit damage respectively for Spirit, and that's maxed out for her. The builds are also pretty progressed too, as well, as you obviously saw for someone like Queen Ava. You know, lethal 6-star pieces, savage, or sorry, cruel, you know, 6-star pieces, oiled up. That's another indicator too, as well, that like someone's progressing their account is like having those factors complete. Pretty well progressed. So that's actually pretty good damage. I actually think I'm surprisingly happy to see it. Let's do it. Let's do the negative affinity. We'll do this one, and then we're gonna actually also jump into live arena to show you guys some potential viability that she may have in a more aggressive standpoint too, as well. So we're gonna open up here. I'm actually going to do a throwaway A1 over here. We're actually gonna see if we can slam. Normally, if we have control like this, I normally try to like, see if I could single out a particular target. So I'm actually gonna go for the Reviver, which we hit through weakened. Maybe this team isn't built up as tanky, as tanky as we wanted to be, or something around those lines. However, we were able to get enough going on there. I'm actually going to go ahead and go back over here. We're going to buff up some more, push the speeds. Let's see how an A2 goes against. Let's do a more. This one looks like she's probably the tankier. She has more HP bars here. So let's try Trunda and see how she feels. Now, mind you, Trunda is not going to be like superly tanky. So the ignore percent's not going to be as much of a factor. She might have a little bit more HP on it, which is why you see the bar. But, you know, I'm just trying to see like the highest, tankiest champion you can find. Let's see how much damage we can do to him. So normally I would say an ability like this should do some pretty significant damage to a damage dealing champion, which is what all three of these guys are pretty much representative of. So let's do this here. 118, not a weak hit, full block revive. That block revive is also kind of handy too as well. Think about a champion that we're using right now, as a matter of fact, that likes to pop his head back up even after you beat him down a couple times. This could be that one shot that is like, no, you stay down. And you could definitely do it. If we can find like a Sun Wukong against that has like a UDK to support him, I would like to see if an A2 from her can go around, first hit gets thrown into UDK under Stone Skin, but the next hit can actually just straight up hit Sun Wukong. I'm pretty sure it'll one-shot. Let's do an AoE here, see if we can finish out the fight. Looks like we will. 113 and 77.5k damage, respectively. Not bad. Not bad at all, man. I think this is a very solid upgrade for her for the most part. I think maybe with a little bit more gear and a little bit more pressure there, she's gonna be able to provide some decent numbers. So let's get into it. Let's see if we can get some in there. Like I said, big salute to Spud if you guys are watching either live or on this video. The community, the Ascended, as I like to call them, they're really great. They help us out here along the way being able to do it, because I didn't have an Ava myself, so really, really cool. So we're going against Adi, Raid Surf Society. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that clan before, but In gold, you don't have duplicates, so I'm going to go ahead and try to see if we can snatch away some of the more desirable champions that we can have access to. I think I'm going to lean towards a pretty heavy speed comp right off the rip. They got the Yumiko, so that's kind of dangerous. Let's see here. I could go RB here to double down on the speed. I think we save the RB pick because they could end up bringing Torment out, and I don't want to do that just right away. Let's see here. I do like the Kaimar grab here. Do we want to bring him out this early on? I think we can. I think we can. We could also bring the UDK out here to be like a little bit of a deflectory because they like to bring a lot of teams like to bring in Sun Wukong with UDK. That's a really good combo. So I think we grab this early on, and then maybe we grab Rhodos depending on what they pick afterwards with Queen Ava, and we'll see what we can do with that. Right? Let's see. Hopefully they don't take our picks from us. Let's see how this goes. I think we're in a good spot though to have it go as is. As of right now, from a pick and ban standpoint, I want to be able to do what I want to do on my team. So I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna grab. They went Georgette and Duchess. That's a good set of picks there. I'm gonna go ahead and lock this in. We have the UDK, so I feel like we're not as pressured to grab. I would say the Rhodos here. I think that's an okay grab here. It does suck that we don't have an increased attack champion like RB. Maybe I should have considered dropping the Kaimar. I'm not entirely sure. If anything, they might ban the Kaimar or they might ban the Sify to give themselves a race here. A race chance. Let's see what they pick. They have enough room if Sun Wukong is their damage dealer. They got one more room for a utility champion / speed champion, so we got to watch out for that. There's only one poly on the board too, so that's something interesting to keep in mind when we're playing through this fight. As long as we get ahead of the Duchess and they're not under Veil or they're not under anything that can protect him, I can one-shot one of them and get them out of the fight immediately with Ava, which is kind of exciting if we can get that to work. I want to see that in action. But it really is indicative of whether or not we have enough speed on the team to get us there. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can close out the fight. They did ban the Kaimar like how I suspected, or maybe even the Siphios would have been another choice. But I'm going to go ahead and pick a Polymorph champion with increased defense in the board here. That'll give us a little bit of room. We do have to watch out for this Georgette, so I'm a little concerned, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I pick a little bit better going to the next couple fights. Maybe we see if we can find a way to force Arbiter into the team comp. Let's see how it goes. I think we'll definitely have the speed on them for sure. Let's go ahead. Now, we do have Stone Skin here, so that's something to watch out. I'm going to go ahead and buff up the team, boost them up as much as possible. He's going to go for the strips. We do have protection on the Sify here, so that's really, really good here. Doesn't matter if he goes A2 here. Most of the stuff doesn't get stopped, which is great. Now, I am going to go ahead and see if I can get... What I'll do here is I'm actually going to A2... we got a weak hit, so that's a little unfortunate. Oh, she's going to get the protection off. That's super unlucky. That's super, super unlucky. What I could try to do here is maybe we open up with an A3. Georgette is going to get his turn. Let's hope the UDK stacks up. Oh, no, we end up getting hurt there. It's tough. It's tough when you got someone that's strong like Georgette in play. And that's actually a pretty decked out one, too. He's got full blessing. So a little unlucky on that one. Let's see if we can find another opportunity. Maybe I double down on the speed approach there, really inject her in there. That might not be a bad option. Looks like we're kind of struggling out for this one, though. Stone Skin is a really good way to kind of manage Rhodos early on. At this point, I'm going to need to be able to crack some people open and hopefully set the tone here. But it looks like he might be able to get us out of there. And he's got us. That's a super unfortunate round. I think I shouldn't have picked the UDK. I think I should have grabbed maybe the RB and just full send on the speed. I think maybe we try that next round. Maybe we bring in the Duchess with the Sify. Let's see how we do with that. I'm not sure how we say this guy's name. It looks like Cano. Like a can of worms. Do we want to bring out the Duchess right off the rip? We could grab the Sun Wukong, or not the Sun Wukong, but the UDK away from them too. We can do UDK, and depending on what they pick next round, we can kind of go for there. I think we grab the... Yeah, let's grab the UDK. I don't want him to have that with the monkey. Because that was automatically like a deterrent for me being able to control the last fight, right? With the Sun Wukong that I had. So having him in play is also pretty good too. Having, what is that, the Presence Blessing could be an indicator that this is a utility Wukong anyway. So having a wall that is UDK is actually not a bad grab here. I think what I might end up doing is I might grab Duchess here and then we put Ava in play. Let's see how this goes. Okay, they pulled the RB out, so they're trying to go speed here. Do we want to do the Kaimar here? There's no poly on play, so like having that strip down actually might not be a bad grab. Let's do Ava. I'm down. Let's try that. I think from here we're gonna bring out the we can bring out Rotos here actually, believe it or not. Since UDK's not on the board there on their team, I think we can do that without too much of an issue. I feel like I should have just picked Duchess again. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because like they can technically get around UDK with this. Ooh, and then the Harima. Man, that's tough. That is tough. They got a Baron in play too as well, which could be very dangerous for us. This is a bit of a toughie. I kind of want to ban the, I kind of want to ban the Harima because, like, she's got that extra ignore percent defense ignored. If we ban that, then that makes the rest of the team a little bit more tankier. But this team is kind of designed with these two in mind. Or at least for Baron in mind. I think we take out the Harima, though. Let's try it. Let's see what they do. So they banned the Rotos here. Interestingly enough. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Hopefully we have enough speed to kind of keep us going. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to pay attention to where our turn meters are at right off the rip and see how we can play this out. Because I'm assuming that it is going to be a pretty fast team. I think we do get the edge ahead, though, with Kaimar. If we get the Kaimar sleep here, huge for us. Go ahead and sleep the Siffy again. I'm going to actually crank open with... Let's remove someone from the picture. Who do we want to get rid of? Baron or Sun Wukong? Monkey could be kind of annoying. Oh, they went A3. I didn't take too much of a time, but we actually cleared. We could just A3 and that was it. Freelo. Okay. I think that the damage is kind of... This got potential. That's how I feel so far. I feel like the damage is potential. Is it enough to justify her in the current meta of today? I think... It's hard to say because the meta, I think, has shifted a lot more in value of like people like Armands, mythicals, including like Siegfried, which Ava's got an uphill battle against. Even if she throws the A2, he's got his passive to stop a lethal hit. There's a lot of downsides to picking her in today's current meta. Lazarius is also a pretty strong mythical champion right now. Is also magic, I believe. Let's see, what else is there that's in play? You have Ancora and the King nowadays, which are both two strong champions that are very difficult to play into. Another affinity difference issue there. Yeah, there's a lot of potential problems that I could see from a team designed around Ava. Ava affinity kind of does play a disadvantage for her there, you know? I am going to go ahead and pick up, I think, the Sun Wukong here. Looks like we're going to end up banning the Armands. They still have 2 damage dealers, so I'm expecting some attack-type champions. They picked the 3 support, so I could lock in... Rotos here, and if they pick a UDK, then that means they have only one damage dealer. Now, mind you, I don't know if I want to play into an Armands even with that being said. But I feel pretty confident that we're going to have to pick the Rotos here. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we do here. I think right now we still lean on the Armands bands. So they went Georgette and Candrafun. Okay. Both very strong champions here. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is... We have both damage dealers, right? I think we play towards Wukong being a contributing factor here. I think we go Armands ban and we still play it the way we normally would. Let's try it that way. Let's ban the Armands. And I have confidence that we'll win the speed race here. I think we got this. We got this. I like this guy's name, Ouija Juice. It's weird. I don't remember what clan he was in. I wasn't paying attention, but you meet some interesting characters in there. You know what's something that's funny? If you've been progressing in like live arena at all at any point, you'll notice that like there's going to be some interesting names that you're going to see out there no matter what. All right, here we go. First sleeps. They lost some value here. I'm going to go ahead and crack into the one that is awake. Let's go ahead and see if we can get, out of the picture. Now, what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and snipe out. Yeah, let's go ahead and snipe him out because no matter what, he's going to have to play the revive. He didn't. Interestingly enough. Okay, here we go here. I'm actually going to play an A3 here this round so I can hit him. He's going to take a little bit of damage. It wasn't enough. 23,000. He's a pretty a +4 Candra fund, so we got to watch out for the damage intake here. Looks like it's pretty hefty. I'm going to do a throwaway here. We'll do an A1. No extra attempts here. She's going to do a revive. I'm going to reset spaghetti here, or if I can get like a... Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can push him into the fight. Nope, it wasn't enough. This is negative affinity for us. This is actually kind of really bad. We did get an extra attempt here. I am going to try to see if we can crack open into him. See if we got it down. We got it down. I'm going to have to A2 here. Give me some sustain. That was actually a really good hit. He's got his revive, so we're not in the clearing yet. However, I do get the sleep nuke here. Let's go ahead and A3. I want to try the shotgun off here. I don't know if this is the play or not, but we can at least guarantee a little bit of damage here. They'll give me some more heals. He can't one-tap. Well, he can't one-tap me with his A1, but we'll see how this goes. He only has his A1 here, so he's going to A1 me, give a little bit of heals. I'm going to actually nuke again. Weak hit on both. That's super unlucky. Let's see how we go from here. He's probably going to try to single target the Rotos. If he single targets the Rotos, he pretty much has the victory here. It wasn't enough. It gave me the extra turn. Man, this is where it gets touchy. I think we go for the DPS. Get him out of there. Do an A1 here. He has his A2 now available to him, which I think he's not going to do. I think he's just going to do his A1 here. Do an A1 here. I'm going to try cracking open. Let's see if we're lucky. And victory is ours! Let's go! Unfortunately, Queen Ava didn't have enough time to actually kind of get into this fight and really slam it out. Cantrafont +4 is nothing to scoff at. And also, we were very, very conscious of the Georgid play. Python kind of kept him going for a little bit longer, but we ended up getting our victory regardless. Not bad, though. You know, this is our Roto showcase. Let me stop. It's actually not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's see if we can do one more. I want to see if we can get Ava in there one more time. Looks like the A3 is okay. I think the A3 is okay in terms of damage. Now, mind you, it's not booked, so there's still a lot of potential in damage output. The A2 is not bad, though. That A2 is a bit of a stinker. I think the one thing you got to watch out for, though, is definitely those affinity matchups, and that's a very dangerous game to play. Duchess coming in their clutch to kind of keep a deterrence away from targeting those champions was kind of rough. That with Arbiter pushing the entire team up a little bit, too, was a little bit of a gamble. We did. I actually have to say, if I had to give an MVP right now in terms of some of these fights, it's Kaimar. Kaimar is giving us that little bit of breathing room to kind of work our way into a fight. But I definitely think that if you're going to use like Queen Ava in a live arena particular battle, you want to make sure that you have her speed tuned a little bit faster than the way we have her currently, so that there's less of a chance for them to be interrupted. You may still have your supports get in, or your fast speed champion get in, or whatever. But the faster your DPS is, the less people that are going to get in. And sometimes that's all you need. You just need that turn, and then you can, they don't have their setup. They don't have buffs to protect them. They don't have anything going on for them, so that gives you a lot of opportunity to basically get ahead of them and get some damage in. So speed being a very big proponent in live arena for that matter. But I do like it. I'm leaning pretty heavy to my Kaimar and Sify here. And I'm not going to lie, they're bringing out champions that are really, really good into this fight. So, let's see here. They grabbed the UDK. Which was kind of tough there. Let's go ahead and grab the Ava. If I pick the Duchess here, we do have some extra mitigation, some extra protections. I think we do run that. Also, we take away 2 big buff options for him in terms of his scaling, too. Still an uphill battle. He does have poly, so that's something to watch out for. I think I am going to lock in... God, as much as I don't want to here. I was thinking the Rotos. Here. Rotos is not bad into Taurus because, he can't be one-shot, and his A3 and his A2 don't do that, right? That's a complete negation to it with his passive. Yeah, I would normally conjecture maybe even picking this and then banning the... the UDK. Pythion is their only sustain, too, though. They only have, like, 3 supports. I think we ban the UDK here. This is a bit of a gamble because, like, if they get their turn, it's rough, but I almost want to ban the Terrace because he's got a higher poly as well. We're going to gamble here. They're going to get rid of the Siffy, which is a little unfortunate. That's a little bit lower in terms of our speed gains there, but maybe, just maybe, we might have a chance here. Honestly, I was deliberating between, like, Pythion as well, being their only reviver. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I mean, we're going to be playing into, God, like, RNGB on our side here this round. Let's go! Oh, they have a revive or a cleanser though. So that's actually kind of like uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, I think we could definitely one-tap him. As unfortunate as this is to say, I think we go for the A2 here. It's going to wake him up a little bit. Got a counterattack on us too as well. You know what sucks about this? No matter what, I think we lose the health here. I think we do a throwaway A1 this round. Maybe I should have left him asleep. I mean, he was going to heal him up anyways, or cleanse him anyways. Yeah, I was going to have to clear him out. They're playing this patiently, which is actually very, very smart against this comp, because I was actually delaying myself for the revive, which we have to shoot our shot, and now they have 2 AoEs that they can really clamp onto us down with. So, uphill battle, no matter how you look at it. See if we get like a lucky extra turn. Nope, unlucky. I'm actually gonna go ahead and protect him. We're banking. We're gonna have to bank on the Rotos here and see if we can survive. But that A2 or that passive here, right? They gave him a lot of opportunity to just let's breathe, let's survive this, and see if we can keep going. Now he is gonna probably kill the Duchess here, which is unfortunate, and we have a double negative here for us Infinity. So really, really bad matchup this round. Let's shoot our shot here. It wasn't enough. I'm for it. Maybe we should have went for the A2 a little bit more. Yeah, it's tough. Very, very hard matchups to go against. I mean, 2 of the strongest champions in the game right now from a PvP standpoint. Taurus and Harma are really, really strong. I just recently got my Harma in the last Prism event, so she's really, really good there too. All right, boys. I hope you guys like this. I think this is a great indicator to show you some of the potential she has. We did play her in Gold 3 as well as Gold 5. Gold 3, Live Arena, Gold 5, and Classic. In terms of potential, she has the potential, I would say, to potentially do more than just be your traditional campaign farmer nowadays. There might be some opportunities for her. I won't lie, matchups are going to be a very, very big deal for her in terms of her capability, and that's something I would say that you want to be cautious of. I think also, too, as well, depending on the circumstance and the way her kit is, I wouldn't say it's anything over the top, but I definitely think this is a step in the right direction for someone like Queen Ava, who was really kind of dead on arrival for a lot of accounts. Let me know though. What do you guys think? Do you think she's a little bit on the underwhelming side? I do think there's potential. I don't think she's going to be the top of the food chain. She doesn't jump up like how Siegfried did. Siegfried does a little bit more than just his damage. That gives him a lot of viability. Whereas for her, it's mostly just her survivability. Now that block revive can be very, very like high potential depending on the scenario. So she could be a niche pick into certain comps where you have like champions like Sun Wukong. So definitely keep her on the maybe in the barrel in case there's something else as an option. You know, you need that flex pick to maybe secure the win for your team in terms of compositional fights. But I think for the most part, potential maybe not top of the line. I think maybe a couple steps higher than what she was. I think a lot of people would consider her like F tier or D tier. Maybe she might be a solid B tier. A high C, and if we're being very generous, maybe a low A. But I think maybe she's now a little bit more suitable to like a B tier type nuker in the grand scheme of things of all the different metas that come out. So not bad, not over the top, but I think it's definitely a buff in the right direction. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always remember, stay ascended.
Got the